Today's news. Ruling party already has 1.5 million votes, Ahmedov says. Prayers against Azerbaijan Popular Front Party Musavat bloc's candidates going on. 7th conference regarding freedom of expression conducted in Istanbul. Another so-called useless building being pulled down. Former Azerbaijan television channel director complained of TV leadership of its readiness.
There is a necessary legal basis, and there are political conditions for holding democratic, free, and fair elections in Azerbaijan, said Deputy New Azerbaijan Party Chairman Ali Ahmadov on October 13th in a press conference on parliamentary elections. The New Azerbaijan Party has successfully carried out a signature collection campaign. 112 out of 114 YAP candidates were registered. At the same time, YAP didn't nominate candidates in 11 constituencies and thus paved the way for other parties and neutral candidates. YAP has exceeded the minimal limit of 62 candidates required to participate in elections as a political party. Thus, YAP earned the right for free airtime in public television. However, if no other party or bloc gains this right, YAP can reject this right, Ahmadov said. Ahmadov says that having over 500,000 party members paves the way for history. The total number of voters is about 5 million. Usually, 40 to 45% of the population, or 2 million people, vote in the elections. If every member of YAP brings 2 more voters with him or her to the voting, there will be 1.5 million votes for YAP, he said. Ahmadov also commented on the cooperation declaration signed by 3 opposition parties from Azerbaijan, Georgia, and Armenia. He accused Musavat leader Isa Gamber of violating national interests. Now the question is, what brings Isa Gamber and the Armenian national movement under the same interests? That any mutual cooperation agreement usually has its targets. Whom does this cooperation declaration target? Moreover, Ahmadov commented on the visit of Dashnakutsun representatives to Azerbaijan and said that people's diplomacy is acceptable in case of national interests are followed. The declaration signed in Potsdam, October 7, 2010, by Musavat leader Isa Gamber, Georgian Republican Party leader David Utupashavlu, and Armenian National Movement Management Board leader Aram Manakian, focused on the right to life, personal liberty, legal parity, property rights, and a free market economy, the election of government in free and fair elections, and transparency in state management. On October 13th, in the Institute for Reporters' Freedom and Safety Press Center, Political and Civil Rights Protection Center chairman journalist Perviz Hashimli protested against the non-registration of his candidacy, which was nominated by Azerbaijan Popular Front Party Musavat bloc. I faced unfair treatment in the first Kepez election, constituency 39. Those who signed their name for me in this constituency faced harassment. Although I appealed to the Central Election Commission regarding this issue, my candidacy was rejected by the Commission without my participation. The claimed reason for this was that the signature sheets were useless. Even the first stage of the parliamentary elections have been undemocratic, noted Perviz Hashimli. Hashimli also noted that he will file an appeal against the decision of the Central Election Commission. This issue is not solved. He will appeal to the European Court of Human Rights. Perviz Hashimli added that he will demand an investigation of the signatures of governmental representative Khanlar Fetiev. Parliamentary elections will be conducted on November 7th.
On the 9th and 10th of September, the 7th Conference on the State of Freedom of Expression was conducted at Bilgi University in Istanbul, Turkey. Representatives from Norway, Philippines, United States, Turkey, Russia, Ukraine, Malaysia, Bulgaria, Georgia, India, Great Britain, Azerbaijan, and Switzerland participated in the event. During the first day of the event, participants produced a report on the state of freedom of expression in their countries and exchanged views on the reports with conference participants. The Institute of Reporters' Freedom and Safety Chairman Emin Huseynov gave a speech regarding the state of freedom of expression in Azerbaijan. On October 10th, participants from Turkey discussed the state of freedom of expression in Turkey. At the end of the conference, well-known philosopher and linguist Noam Chomsky gave a speech on the theme of democracy and rights in the emerging world order. The event was organized by Circle of Freedom of Expression and was supported by Free Muse, Article 19, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, the International Freedom of Expression Exchange, Index of Censorship, International PEN, and the International Press Association.
A group of residents living in Neftchyler Avenue 140 conducted a press conference in the Media Center on October 13th on the destruction of their building by Gilan Holding. According to the residents, the building was built in 1959 and was an asset of the Khazar Deniz Gamichilik Company. The Baku City Executive Administration issued an order to destroy the building and evacuation of the residents in 2004. Between 2004 and 2008, several Gilan Holding representatives offered 4,000 AZN residents per square meter of their apartments. The residents claim that there were some who received 7,000 to 8,000 AZN for every square of the flat. However, 8 families that are continuing to live in the building said that the negotiations were not held with them in the past 2 years. They said that the sold apartments were destroyed for the alleged purpose of repair, which resulted in rendering the buildings useless. The residents appealed to the president and relevant organizations regarding this issue. However, they have not received any response. The residents, who appealed to MP Mikhail Zabelin, chairman of the Russian community in Azerbaijan, were recommended to reach an agreement with the officers from Gilan Holding. According to the residents, the gas, water, and electricity supply of the building was cut off 2 days ago. The residents added that the Ministry of Emergency Situations made a report that the building is in a dangerous state. They will submit the report to the court, and the court will decide to destroy the building if it has become useless. Residents said that the only solution is to meet with the president and his spouse, and they added that they will continue their efforts for a solution to the problem. On the 13th of October, former director of Azerbaijan Television and Radio Broadcasting closed JSC Educational Programs Department, Besti Shirieva, conducted a press conference in the Institute for Reporters' Freedom and Safety Press Center regarding her dismissal. I was dismissed from my job after I protested against Azerbaijan Television and Radio Broadcasting closed JSC Chairman Arif Al-Shanov's discrimination policy in 2008. Most of the new personnel were younger and less experienced than me. Nevertheless, they received 500 AZN, while I received 50 to 100 AZN. I protested against it and did not sign the labor contract that renews every 1 to 3 months. They issued the order on the 31st of March 2008, my dismissal from my position under Article 68.2 of the Labor Code. However, this order was presented to me on the 19th of October, and they haven't paid me for my compensation yet, said Shirieva. Shirieva said that the Sabail District Court, Baku Appeals Court, and Supreme Court did not fulfill her lawsuit, so she appealed to the Plenum of Supreme Court under additional annulment appeal proceedings. If the plenum of the Supreme Court doesn't fulfill my appeal, I will appeal to the European Court of Human Rights, said Shirieva.